What is happening, fishers? So, welcome to another live session at Bill Moria Fishing Tackle. Just getting the computer all set up, guys. Making sure that we are ready for you. Dean is now joining us. Fantastic.
What is happening? And welcome to, as Andrew mentioned, Untraceable Live from Bill Moria in Vincent once again. Thank you to each and everyone for joining us as well. Appreciate it. Spending your Monday evening with us. How's this weather in East London? Turn on its head, and I think most of the South African coastline, we have a big cold front in the way, guys. Some massive seas coming through tomorrow. But don't stress, 2 days and it's past, and things will be back to normal. And the fishing should get very good after those 2 days. Normally this big winter cold fronts like this, definitely shad fishermen out there, definitely drive the shad in closer. I can promise you that. Might take a day or two for the water to clean up by the amount of rain I can hear coming down outside. But don't despair, by the weekend it will be fish on once again.
All right, so Darren N says, what's up, fishers? Or what's happening, fishers? How's it going, bud? Hope you're well. Darren, one of our members. Thanks, bud, for supporting us. We appreciate it. So we've got King Mills giving us a wave. What's up, bud? Hope you're well. Guys, it is pouring here in East London. Bill Moria's got, I'm assuming, a tin roof of sorts.
Yeah, RBR.
RBR roof.
Chroma deck roof.
So it's pouring, guys. Absolutely pouring.
So do excuse the sound quality. It might be coming through the mics. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, so I hope it's coming through the mics, guys. Just let us know if everyone can hear us. Luke Murray joining us all the way from Dolphin View. Nick Woodrow saying, how's it?
How's it, Nick?
Kyle Kutsia, evening, guys. Evening, Kyle. Some Powerade for the win. Simon Morris, evening from cold Queenstown. Barclay Pass has snow.
It must be properly cold there, Simon.
I can just imagine, Simon. Okay, so we've got 25 people joining us. Fishing Port Elizabeth, Lacquer boys, we were supposed to get the rain. Didn't you get rain in PE?
I think it bypassed there, but...
Is it? AJ Duvenacher, how's it from Cape Town? Musa Manjera, how's it, Fish Kings? What's happening, Musa? Hope you're well, bud. Musa's coming to join us fishing.
Fantastic.
Not this weekend, next weekend.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. Stinker, how's it, fishers?
So how was everyone's fishing this weekend, chaps? In East London, we were greeted with beautiful, crystal clear, very flat seas. A lot of guys out there, there's no shad around, guys. Guys just aren't talking about that there were a lot of shad coming out in a few places. Colleague at work at mine, Chris, they all got quoted within 10 minutes. I think 4 or 5 of them fishing. The people fishing to the right of them got quoted in 4 or 5 minutes. I know Kolecha Point looked like a disco, he said, with all the glow sticks getting reeled in and out frantically. The conditions were perfect for them this weekend. I think if you did get out and did try for a shad, you should have come right. Other than that, there are definitely shad around. You just need to get out there and find them, and try to get away from those overpopulated places. Look for somewhere new to catch, and you might get rewarded with some better fish.
So I think we have spoken about this in a previous Tackle Tuesday, but what do you look for when you are targeting shad? Like what structure or what?
Okay, myself. So listen, shad specifically, water temperature, I like 17 and above, 19, 20 being preferable for myself. I do not like a big surge, no big wave crashing waves. I like more of a flatter sea. There's pretty much 2 places you're going to find shad, 3 places in sheltered bays. Your Queensbury Bay area, your Glen Eden Bay area. Nice calm water where they can pick up their prey. Deep water points also seem to hold a lot of shade when the sea is very flat. Obviously, as we chatted before, my personal favorite place to catch shad, you get better quality fish, is if you can find a shallow reef that you're fishing from the rocks and a nice deep drop off perpendicular or horizontally or at a 45-degree angle to the sea. I find that the bigger shad do hunt along those reefs. You've got to put a bit more patience in fishing for those bigger shad, guys. The bigger shad aren't swimming in shoals of 100, 200, 300 fish. They're definitely not doing that. They're swimming in shoals, from what I've heard from the spearos out there, 3, 5, 6, 7 fish. So you're going to wait for those fish. Yeah, flat, nice, calm seas, no rip, flat calm water. Best time of the day, just before dark or sunrise. I find that on sunrise, you get a bit of a longer bite period. Then at the end of the night, especially now in winter, it gets dark very quickly. Within half an hour, it's dark. And on sunrise, you're getting away with from 6 o'clock when the sun's just starting to come up till about 8, 9 o'clock, you can still be getting shad. So I think early mornings are the better time to target them.
Cool. So we got some comments here from Stinker. Conditions were actually the same in KZN, but we're having terrible storm at the moment. I went fishing this weekend, only got stone breams, but my dad caught a 27 centimeter blacktail. Fishing Port Elizabeth, we got, but not much. He's talking about the rain. We're fishing 3 days this coming weekend. Super Ant 2025 Stockfish Derby. King Mills retracted his message, and Duval Matson, Saturday was good this weekend. The rain is heavy in KZN currently.
Yeah, it's pumping down, yeah. I see a big piece of that cold front did miss East London, but the second half of it is coming through quite drastically.
Okay, guys, so for those of you who don't know, we have the Bill Moria Monster Shad Classic coming up on Friday. So it starts officially at midnight on Friday. Don't forget, if you haven't got those entries, guys, get those entries in. We know that they're going to start pouring in now towards the end of this week. It always happens like that last minute where the guys decide to get entered. Yeah, I'm busy working on tons of prizes, guys.
So we've got more prizes coming.
We've got a lot more prizes
Perfect.
coming, guys. A hell of a lot more prizes. I've started working on them today, so I haven't actually released what's coming. I haven't even told Dean what's coming yet.
I have no clue.
But yeah, we're working on some solid prizes for the Monster Shad Classic.
Besides the already 40,000 Rand, let's call it, cash money that's up for grabs. And ready we have a Rise number 5. We have a Shimano Twin Power, Hearty Rise, Kayasuta, Hearty Rise Tanashi, Fishman Marauder. I know there's a Trident Hook hamper, Clone Lure hamper. There are fantastic prizes already, and Andrew just said he's adding into the basket. So get entered now.
Absolutely, guys. Okay, so we got a question here. Let's read a comment first. Caught my first lesser guitar fish today on baby squid. Still looking for my first ever evading size edible.
Just keep at it. If you fishing if you're getting a sand shark, stick around, because not all the time, more often than not, cobber and sand sharks like to feed in some of the same areas. We've been often rewarded when we get a couple of lessers. Some cob do follow in afterwards if the water is preferable for them.
All right, so Carl could say a quick question. I received a Saragossa SW10000 PG as a gift, and I have a Bluefish Special 14-foot 6 3 to 5 ounce. Would this be a good combination, or would you recommend pairing it with a different rod?
I don't think you can get any better combination. That is as good as it's going to get, bud.
Yeah, I agree right there. Absolutely perfect combination. And let's say King Mills, what's the conditions look like for Friday in the Eastern Cape? Have you looked?
The swell is dropping off. Listen, it goes absolutely bonkers tomorrow. It says like 8 meters. I don't think it's going to quite get there. Thursday's going to take 2 days for that to surge to slow down. It is spring tides coming through. I think the sea, from a look, at about 1.8 meters, which is fishable. I'm just not too sure on the surge. Unfortunately, the satellite can't give us a reading on the surge, but the wave period does seem down at, I think, 12 seconds, if they are correct, which means 10 or 12 seconds, which means not a crazy surge. So I think we're actually looking quite on the money. I think Saturday and Sunday are going to be the better days, though.
All right, so Darren, and if I catch one shad, I'll be happy, excited about the Twin Power. Looks like the man's got his name on the Twin Power.
He's
he
keen,
wants to win that one. I think that's going to be on everyone's dream bucket list to
It
win
is
that Twin
the
Power.
number one lucky draw prize.
Number one lucky draw
in
prize,
money
yeah.
value.
All right, so Stinker. Gents, will the Akuma Precision 12-foot paired with an Akuma Safina 6,030-pound Loomis Connect braid be good for scratching in gullies for bluefish, blacktail, and other species?
I think 100%. Nice light setup. I think it's perfect for that. I think you're not going to get a crazy amount of line capacity in the 6,000, but for scratching, perfect.
All right, so Carl could say, great, what braid would you slap on it? He's talking about the Saragossa with his 14-foot 6 bluefish.
14-foot 6. Well, our fish, I'd say, listen, to be safe, put 40-pound on, depending on whatever you can afford. Entry level or more budget-friendly braid, I'd look at putting some grinder on. Other than that, so there's only 2 brands that I pretty much use. I'd put some JDB DNA on. 40-pound. Otherwise, if specifically fishing off the surf, I drop to 30-pound. Fishing heavy bricks, 50-pound. So just go slap in the middle at 40.
Okay, cool. Justin Davies saying, "Hey Oaks, what's happening, Justin? Hope you're well, bud." All right, guys. So, are there any questions regarding the Monster Shad competition? Hit us up in those comments, guys. Let's see if there's any questions that need to come through that we need to answer. Duval Matson, hope Friday night is good for fishing in KZN. Bud, I hope so too. I'm expecting some Monster Shad coming out
100%.
this year.
Well, how was it? That photo you sent today on the one group?
That
How,
was
how big was that,
a
Boyki?
slab. I think 7.3 kgs.
Yeah, that was a big shad. I haven't seen a shad like that for
That's a
many
very,
years.
very
Guys,
big
shows you the
shad.
big shad out there. If you had caught that shad last year, the shad last year, you would have been 15,000 Rand richer.
Exactly. So yeah, last year the winning shad was 74 centimeters by Irwin Kick up in
That is correct.
Sagefield. And look, last year's competition we ran over a weekend only, so we only had a weekend to fish, and conditions weren't very conducive down in East London, especially. We got hit with lightning over the ocean,
Yeah.
and it struck a shoal of sards, and all the sards were washing up to shore. And I think if you had to be throwing
a sard into
a million
sards, your chances are not good.
Yeah, it doesn't really help. So that was last year's conditions for the East London boys. So we're hoping over a month, at least you guys definitely have some good weather for fishing. You can't not have a good day in a 100%. Month. All right, so still waiting for some questions to come through. How's it, Beards? What Shimano reel up to 2,000 Rand would be the best value for rock and surf?
I'm trying to think what comes in Shimano, what comes under 2,000 Rand. I'm not saying, listen, if you are a Shimano fan, I would, nothing against Shimano, but I think reels under 2,000 Rand is not their strongest suit, guys. So my choice, I'd rather look at a big Aerobics Big Boss. I think you get more value for reel. Shimano reel sub 2,000 Rand. For rock and surf fishing, I personally would rather stay away. No disrespect to Shimano. I own a lot of Shimano reels. Just their sub 2,000 Rand reels aren't really designed for our type of fishing we do in this country. They're more for casting lures and lighter type of fishing.
Correct, yeah. Your estuary fishing and stuff.
Things like that, yeah.
Stinker, what is the smallest circle hooks you guys have in store? They're very small.
I'll go try to find one.
Go have a look.
I don't think you need to use smaller than like a one though, in my eyes.
Yeah,
what you want to catch.
So yeah, what are you trying to catch, or are you just wanting to see what the smallest hook that Bulmoria stocks is? Sharky, my side, lacquer fight on a small dusky. Awesome, bud. That's great to hear. Are you keen for the Monster Shad comp, Justin? I see your buddy entered this morning, so I'm assuming you guys are going to be fishing together. Yeah, I'm super stoked that we've got this competition coming up. And then we've got a long weekend coming up. So, yeah, I think the guys are going to be hitting the shad hard this weekend. I'm hoping that myself and Dean and some other mates can get to double mouth this weekend at some point. So, yeah, pretty keen. Leslie Brummer, hi guys, hope you're well. I live in the EC but on the border of Western Cape. Do all my fishing in the Western Cape. I registered for the comp in the Eastern Cape region. Does it matter? Well, Leslie, you live in the Eastern Cape, so we'll keep you in the Eastern Cape group. Thank you very much for entering. We do appreciate it. Okay. And then Duval Matson, what's big boss size do you suggest for sharks? The 8,000.
Okay, guys, so back to the smallest circle looking bull Moria. This is the smallest one I could find in a flash. The mustard demon circle, fine. Size number 10. I don't even know how to tie that thing on.
Number 10?
Yeah, I don't have line thin enough to go through the eye, but that is the smallest. I think that'll be fantastic for bullies or quarantine, or I don't know how you can put bait on it, but there must be a use for it, guys. I wouldn't know how to use that thing.
I also wouldn't know how to use that thing.
It'll be interesting, but there we go, guys. If you are looking to catch some quarantine, I think that is the hook of choice. Otherwise, maybe if you want to catch a trout on a fly hook, but you're not allowed using bait to catch trout, so quarantine only.
Okay, so Bob Pessy, how's it, guys? I wish the comp started sooner. I got a 6 kg shad last weekend. That's a bomber shad.
That's a decent, very, very good shad.
Yeah, very good shad.
So I hope you've entered. You might be rewarded with a better than a 6 kilo one.
Exactly. Stinker, that's smallest. Imagine putting bait on that one. But I couldn't imagine putting bait on this one. I actually want to have a proper look here.
You still remember you got to try snell that thing.
Jeez. That is ridiculously small.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
How?
I don't know.
What line do you have to put through here?
Very thin line. 0.15 or something like that, I reckon. 2, 3 kilo line.
Yeah, you're going to have to put like a 4-pound line through here or something.
You probably don't send it, you just loop it through and just have it on a loop.
That's crazy. New PB bronze whaler on that hook. Bud,
No, but
if you can hook a bluefish on this hook, I'll be impressed.
yeah.
Blue Paw, as a novice entering the Monster Shad competition, what rod and reel combo would you guys recommend? Steel wire traces or not?
Listen, fishing novice, I think get yourself, if you're new to shad fishing, I think 11 foot's a brilliant rod to catch shad on. Not going to go into what types, or just get yourself a nice little 11-foot rod, 5,000 size spinning reel. And if you are new to catching shad, I'd put wire on. Definitely be less frustrating. There are ways to catch them without wire. But I'd say fish 30-pound wire, lightest wire as possible, and definitely give it a bash.
All right. So, anyway, let's. Do you want to? Okay. So, as a novice angler, what 11-foot setup would you suggest? Because I can make a suggestion. What would you suggest?
It all depends on budget, but I think as a novice angler, you're not going to want to go spend on a 15,000 rand setup.
Exactly. So I'm thinking like entry level, good, like entry level but good.
Yeah. So I think an Assassin Spin Tech would make a good choice, entry level rod. If you want to spend a bit more, check out the new Fishman Marauder. I think it might be the best, in my eyes, probably the best 11-foot shad rod that is out there for the action. Okay, it's got a nice soft tip for catching shad. Reel wise, I don't know if there's any RTX. I mean, TFXs. No, I don't think there are anymore.
There's no TFX.
Maybe a Robex
coming in soon.
Robex big boss, 6,000. Off, you get away with the 4,000, but I think a 6,000 you're going to get just some other aspects of fishing done out of it. That'll be my choice.
So my choice would be a little bit more expensive, the Lumison Franklin Archipelago, with a Rovex Big Boss.
Yeah, I think that's very, very good choice.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm headed. Okay, Jaden Govender, congrats on getting married, bud. You got married on Monday.
Well done, bro. Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, so the man is married. I hope your wife is allowing you to watch us. Well, clearly she is.
Yes.
Kevin, challenge accepted, bud. Please send photos. Peter de Kock, hi fishers. Just tell everyone again how to measure the shad if they use measuring mat or plain measuring tape, just so that it's very clear. Western Cape is going to take it again this year.
Okay, so the challenge is set out by the Western Cape. Okay, to measure your shad, we do ask for over-the-top measurements. You are welcome to use a measuring mat, as long as the measuring mat is nice and straight, and place your fish on top of the measuring mat. But over the top makes it a bit more fair. Not everyone has a measuring mat, so we can't ask everyone to use a measuring mat. So just get yourself a little sewing tape measure and measuring, preferably if you can start at 0 on the tip of the nose, run it straight over the top of the fish, tape measure nice and tight and straight, and to the V of the tail. Numbers must be nice and clear and in centimeters, please.
All right, so Luke Marie, I'll catch blacktail on those hooks. Luke, challenge accepted. There's your hooks.
We're buying them for you.
We're buying them for you.
And you will catch a blacktail.
You will catch a blacktail on them. Do not do that on live television. Stinker, do you guys still stock the Assassin Rockmaster?
I don't
know.
It might be stock.
Just
We're going to check quickly. I know it is I think it is a discontinued model. I'm not actually sure. I'm not too sharp.
Rock Hopper, yes.
The Rock Hopper, yes. The Rockmaster, no. I had one that I gave to Caden. That's my nephew, by the way.
Rock Hopper, yes.
Rockmaster, no. Rockmaster's done. He's out of his daddy's life, unfortunately. Very good rod there.
Okay. So, Peter, where are you planning on fishing for this comp, bud? Let us know. And who's got any guesses for what's going to be the biggest size shad coming out during this competition? What's your guess?
81 centimeters.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 83 centimeters.
Okay, I'm going for 81. I think we're going to get 80 plus this year.
Okay. Ruan Hasselman have also tried to acquire a Rockmaster, discontinued. There was a 11-foot in Vincent. Stinker says 90 centimeters. That's a monster shad. Let's be quite honest. That is a monster shad. Anyone else got any guesses? I suppose we're going to update everyone every week on our live session just
Yeah.
so that we can keep everyone up to date what's happening. There's 3 WhatsApp groups: Eastern Cape, Western Cape, KZN, so not everyone is on all 3, but obviously we can update everyone weekly. Simon John Morris, 79 centimeters. Kelvin Hanauer, any clue on stock price of the 12-foot Shimano Beachmaster Ultralight 4-piece? Can't find it. Yo, I don't even know if Shimano Beachmaster Ultralight. I don't even know if we've got stock of that, to be honest with you. Sorry, I'm just doing a check here.
On the online shop. If you haven't checked out the Bill Memorial's online shop, guys, please go check it out. Everything is listed. Beautiful photos of everything. It's the beast, not the beach.
Yeah, that's the beast. No Beachmaster, bud, unfortunately. But, yeah, we can. I can do some inquiries tomorrow, and we can see what we can come up with. Sarah Jean, how you doing? I see you guys went out to support everyone at the Comrades yesterday. I saw on Facebook. Good to see you guys having some fun.
They were so disappointed that they didn't get registered in time. I could see that
I know.
disappointment in their face.
I could also see that disappointment.
But don't worry, Andrew and I've entered you both for next year, and you will run.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so Sarah Jean says, looks cold there. You guys putting those BKK wear to good use.
Yo, they're definitely keeping me warm, and it is freezing outside.
Yeah.
If this weather comes to Durban, you guys you'll die.
Yeah, no, listen, you guys were crying in Mazeppa Bay already about
at 18 degrees.
Yeah, and it was warm. Okay, Helen Graham, what do you guys think about the PT Quantum Reliance reel? Just got my Euphoria 14'6" and loving it.
The PT Quantum, the Reliance. I don't actually know that one. I know
Neither do I.
Quantum. I know the Quantum PT. I don't know if it's the same we're talking about. Very good reel. Quantum make exceptionally good reels. I had the Quantum Smoke in Short 2. Used for drop shot for many years, and still probably this day it's the best drag I've ever felt on a reel, and it was a super light reel. It wasn't the strongest reel for what I used it for. I did break the gears fairly quickly, but Quantum makes some fantastic reels.
All right, so Darren Naidu, bud, thank you. He actually gave us $120 there.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
And last week I think he gave us as well.
Appreciate that, bud.
So yeah, thank you so much. It does go a long way in assisting us. Obviously, we are on the YouTube partner program, so yeah, any money that comes in assists us definitely, and yeah, we appreciate everyone and their support.
Yeah.
Okay, so Peter de Kock will be anywhere between Mossel Bay and Witsundt. Game on. He's keen.
89. So I'm checking
89
centimeters.
Yeah. Okay, that's a big shade. Ruan Hasselman, so no shade caught from a boat is allowed to enter. No, this is shore-based competition. Stinker, is the Kuma Precision 12-foot a medium action or medium heavy? So the Kuma 12-foot is a 2 to 4 ounce rod.
It's difficult when you get medium heavy. It all depends on the series of rods. So the labels are put there just so the manufacturer and the buyer can differentiate. Some models of rod, a medium will be a 3 to 5 ounce rod. Other manufacturers, a medium might be a 2 to 4 ounce rod. So rather use the ounces, and you know exactly what you're capable of throwing on the rod.
Okay, Justin Davies, yeah, bro, I just need to learn how to catch shad. No, but you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely
Strike
fine.
Foster.
Anyone can catch shad. Okay, Kevin Oyer, random question about Mazeppa. Do you need a high clearance vehicle to get there? Short answer, I would take one. Long answer, I don't think it's that necessary.
Yes, you
can get there.
You could get there in a Toyota Taz, but you'd have to just drive very slowly.
Exactly.
Yeah. The problem is when you're in Mazeppa, if you want to drive around Mazeppa, you need the high clearance vehicle to get up some of those hills and things like that.
Yeah, so we were asked the same question on the weekend by one of our mates who came fishing with us. Like he said, like, listen, do you need a 4x4 or whatever to get there? And the answer was no. Like the people always say, oh, the roads are so bad. No, they're not that bad. Okay, yes, I do drive a bakkie, but I don't believe that.
If we saw all the locals' cars that were driving up and down those roads, there were Toyota Tazs, there were little Corollas. Those Oaks are using those cars every day on those roads. Yes, they're not going 60 k's an hour, but you can get there with pretty much any vehicle.
Yeah. So my suggestion for anyone going to Mazeppa, and I can't enforce this more, is get a guide.
Yes.
Get a guard, get a gilly. There's John there, there's Pumlani there that we
Zolani's
used.
there.
Yeah, so please, guys, get yourself a gilly. Really, really, like, important in my books.
Besides the aspect of it's really going to improve your fishing experience, help you land fish, put you to on fish. Also, just enriches their community a bit.
Yeah, so, you know, Pumlani was telling us that Mazeppa Bay obviously is known for your big fish, your big sharks and things. And he was saying how they rely obviously on people coming and needing to use them as guides. But with the bridge washing away, that was an impact on them because people struggle to get to the island. You have to cross there at low tide. Banning of drones was another thing
Yeah,
that
did affect them,
impacted
yeah.
them, and also the closing of the hotel. Although the
Hopefully,
hotel is
it's back
now
open again, which is a
back
good sign, yeah.
open, but it's those three things as well as COVID
Yeah.
that really affected their livelihoods. So if you guys can and you're going to support the locals, I would definitely suggest hiring a gilly. Okay, what do you guys recommend when it comes to using the Euphoria 4 to 6? Any tips on casting using the trigger?
Bit of a difficult one. Have you not fished with a bionic finger before? Uh,
We have got a video on it.
yeah, it's not going to really make a difference on which rod you've used in a bionic finger. You just need to learn to use that bionic finger. So jump onto YouTube, check out an instructional video. There are lots out there. We do have one as well. It's a bit difficult for me in store to show you. I can't flick the rod over my shoulder. But there are some basic things. Yeah, just start off slowly, just start lobbing. When you do start out, don't start trying to hit 100 meters. Start trying to hit 30 meters till you get your timing right. And as you progress, you can start learning to load the rod more and more and more.
All right, so Tariq Hussan, hey fishers, any update on the new Altegra? The new Altegra is on its way to store. I did make sure that they got ordered. They got ordered last week, so they should be here this week. Beniko Singh, what's happening, fishers? Kelvin Hanauer, any clue on where to see the record sizes up to date on species in South Africa?
Yeah, there is, I'm trying to think of the exact website. It's the African Shore-Based Angling Association. There is a list of all the records, but obviously records are only counted if you belong to a club and a part of the South African Fishing Association, I think they are called, which I'm not part of. I don't actually know for the league anglers out there, but there are all the species listed with their, I don't know if they're up to date, but they're probably a couple of years ago up to date.
All right, so what's for Tackle Tuesday tomorrow?
Tackle Tuesday tomorrow, we're going to look into the world of artificial lures for saltwater angling.
Okay, Kevin Oira, shot by Ngosi. Helen Graham, do you guys know anything about Alan Kralsmont? How's the fishing there? I don't even know where that is.
Neither do I. I'll have to find out. I don't actually even know where that is. If you can give us a bit of a directive in which direction, I don't even know if it's that way or that way.
Ruan Husselman, will there be an auction tomorrow night during Tackle Tuesday? So the auction would normally be tonight. We haven't really scheduled anything for an auction.
But next week we'll be back with a nice auction.
Unless you guys really want an auction, in which case, yeah, why don't you give us some suggestions and maybe we can help you out there. Okay, so Simon Morris, who banned drones at Mazeppa? But before I get there, Blue Paw, thank you so much. He hit us up with $100. Says you guys are looking cold. Grab some coffee.
We've almost got supper sorted, eh? I like this.
Thank you so much, guys. It goes a long way.
Okay, Simon, getting back to the drones quickly. The South African government, drones were banned by some part of the government. I don't know if it's the DFFE or Department of Forestry and Fisheries. I don't actually know all the political things. Not just in Mazeppa Bay. Drones are banned in the entire South African coastline. And I agree with it in some ways, and I disagree with it in some ways, but I'm not getting into the politics of it. But there are reasons why they droned it. Banned drones for environmental issues and for safety of fish and things like that. But there are long lists, so it is banned through the whole country, Simon.
All right, Sarah Jean Boys, currently 16 degrees here and we're experiencing hypothermia. Hi, I'll only run comrades the day I hook and land a 300 kg shark on spinning gear. Sarah Jean, put your money where your mouth is, because next year at
Matt,
where we go, Mpami.
Matt, we'll get. Should we get one of those Stella 30,000s now? Because at least we've got a chance.
Sarah Jean, Mpami next year.
But you want to do on spinning reel?
Put your money where your mouth is.
Eh?
It's doable.
Stella 30,000.
Yeah.
Filled up with a loop of braid up from the bottom to another spool. So when that spool pops, you can just pop the next spool straight. I think we got a plan.
We got a plan for you. All right. Wimpy van der Nest, what's happening, fishers? I'm looking at the Kuma Invincible 10-foot 6 or 11-foot as an option for some lures and light scratching, but can't seem to find any reviews on it anywhere. So do you want our review on it quickly?
Okay, let's grab one.
Simon John Morris, is that for fishing, taking bait out to sea? Yes,
Yes,
Simon, that is correct. The drones were dropping baits anywhere from 200 meters out right the way to about 600 meters away. And yeah, that was definitely, yeah, the ban.
Okay, so this is the, so I'm getting the 11-foot quickly.
Okay, Mysterious Man, what's happening, fishers? Shout out to my father, Chris, and family. He loves the show. Hey, Chris, I hope you're joining us live today. Will be good to have you on board, and we're just saying, how's it? Okay, so have you got yourself sorted there?
Now this is 11, 3 to 6. I don't have a 10-foot 6 next to me here. So I've got a Kuma Invincible. I have the, I think it's the 3 to 6 ounce. It's quite a heavy boikie. Well, they claim it to be a 3 to 6 ounce rod. Quite a stiff tip, yet quite nice and sensitive. This one feels much better though. And this is the 2 to 4 ounce. I'd honestly say I prefer the 2 to 4 ounce. I don't know if I'd want to be throwing a 5 ounce sink on 11 foot. You'd really no reason to. You need to be fishing a 3 ounce or a 3 ounce lure. Can't see throwing 5 ounce plugs on this. Very nice and light, guys. It does come fitted with a Fuji winch. It has, I think it's the Faz light. No, it doesn't say.
Should be on this side, yeah.
It has a Fuji new concept lighter. So it's not any of the Faz lights or anything like that. But it has a very decent Fuji CC and black nickel coating eye on it. Nice two-piece rod, beautifully finished. It's got the carbon wrap to make it a bit stronger. The blank, and that probably doesn't run all the way to the tip, if I'm not mistaken. It looks like it runs right through. Got very small guides, so I wouldn't be throwing a lot of leaders through this rod, but I think if you are throwing drop leaders, it'll be a fantastic rod. My choice would be the 11-foot 2 to 4 ounce over the 3 to 6 ounce. That's just my personal preference.
All right, so Peter de Cock says you should auction some shad lures and other goodies. How's about we do that next week?
Next week, then I can put a bit of thought into it.
We'll put some thought into it.
And we'll do a shad.
Definitely do a shad.
I'll put my dream shad lure box or tackle box together.
Okay, that's a deal.
So get your wallets ready. What we're going to do, about 1,000 rand or so?
Yeah,
or
about 1,000
rand's worth, yeah.
Okay, Benico, is the Invincible 2 to 6 ounce?
There's a 3 to 6, if I'm not mistaken. There's a 3 to 6 model and a 2 to 4 model in the 11-foot. That I have in front of me. There might be more. I'm not actually sure.
Okay, Helen Graham, when's your next adventure and where are you guys planning to go? So, if all pans out, this coming weekend we're hoping to get to Double Mouth.
Yeah. If
the weather plays out
and the sea
plays its part. Otherwise, we are off to Mazeppa Bay on the 27th.
That's correct.
Of this month. We're going for 3 nights.
Back once again, third time this year.
Third time this year. Us and a bunch of very good mates, so we're very keen for that. AJ Duvenacher, Horizon Championship 0 number 6 15-foot. Is that what you want for auction, bud? That's a
big ask.
That's a big one. Philip Sneyman's asking the price. I'm assuming that's on the Invincible rods. So let me just do a quick search here. I don't know the prices offhand. I'm not that good.
The 2 to 4 ounce is actually very nice, eh?
Yeah, no, it's a nice rod, that.
I like it. If you're looking for a nice little, I think this will be the...
Alright, so the Invincible...
A good shade stick, that.
The 10-foot 6 is... If the internet was faster, it would help. 10-foot 6 is 1799. And the 11-foot is 1899. Yeah, 1899. Alright. Okay, Wimpy van der Nest says, shot Simon John Morris. I met a guy a few weeks back and he had no idea that there are various drones for various applications. He thought that all drones are suitable for fishing. No, definitely not. Yeah, the drones for fishing are absolutely huge. I've seen some on Facebook Marketplace.
They are big.
They're
Big.
massive things.
Well, they're designed to pick up between 1 and 3 kilos, some up to 5 kilos. The other drones are normally cinema, that word.
Yes.
Yeah, cinematic drones with camera drones.
All right, so Sarah Jean Boys, spinning gear meaning your affinity and twin power combo and a plug. She's changing her tune now because she knew that.
Yeah, she thought it's going to happen because we had a plan. Yeah.
We had a plan.
We had a plan, yeah.
She thought she was going to be running comrades.
Yeah.
Benico, when last did y'all go fishing? Benico, we went on Saturday. We went to Double Mouth to the ledges. It wasn't a very action-packed night. A couple small sweeties that Dean got. Stephen, that we went fishing with, also got himself a nice sweetie, a small raggy. I haven't edited the video yet.
There were. I managed to get one, guys. There were stacks of shad around. You could see them swimming in the waves. Just weren't chewing though, but there were heaps of them around. There was the biggest pot of dolphins. I was casting over the dolphins within 11 foot. That's how close in they were, and I think that's kept that shad from chewing.
Yeah, so anyway, Helen Graham, auctioner Kuma Precision. Benico Singh, the Kuma Invincible versus the Adrenaline Modularis.
Well, 2 total different rods. And Adrenaline Mod's a very heavy rod. For throwing lures all day, I'd probably take the Invincible.
All right, so Jaden Govender, what would be your dream shad combo? Rod, reel, and line. Hopefully my wife hears the answer. I know what your answer is going to be, and I know what my answer is going to be.
Yeah. Rod?
Affinity.
Assassin Affinity. 11 foot, I like the 1 to 3 ounce. Andrew prefers the 2 to 4 ounce. Dream reel, Shimano Twin Power, 5,000. You could use a 6,000, hardly a difference, but I prefer the 5,000. And some DNA 20 pound.
Okay, so that would basically be my answer right there as well. And it's a setup that both myself and Dean own, so we're very blessed to have those setups. So, yeah, if you are in the market for that, Jaden, I know you've just had a wedding to pay for, bud, but
maybe you got some nice wedding envelopes.
Yeah, just tell your wife you need it.
50% to the missus, 50% for fishing tackle.
Exactly. Philip Sneyman says price is so close to the Cobb Master, it would be a better choice. I'm assuming than the Invincible.
Depends. Different strokes for different folks. 2 total different rods. I don't know what you would prefer.
Yeah. Okay, Simon Morris, in your opinion, are more shad caught with baits or with a clone or a lure?
Simon, I think a lot more shad are caught on bait because a lot more guys fish with them on bait. But there have been days I've caught more shad on lure than I have bait. All depends. If they're in a feeding frenzy, then lure is the way to go. It's just a little bit less messy. You don't lose as many fish normally. You don't miss as many bites. I like to start as bait, and if they come crazy, then I'll start throwing lure.
All right. Daff, how's it? How do you pin hooks on a live bait to catch shad? Can't find any videos on this.
Well, there's different ways to it all depends on the type of live bait you're fishing, the conditions you're fishing. So, number one choice, if you are fishing very calm water and you want the live bait to swim nicely, is either through behind the anal fin, between the anal fin and the tail, with the back of the anal fin. Then you just behind the tails, make sure you don't hit the backbone because you're going to paralyze that fish. Then it can swim nice and naturally. Obviously, you can't do that if you're fishing in rougher water, the hook tears out. Then the best bet is to hook it through the nose or some cable ties through its eyes if it is a bigger fish. But with shad, a hook in the tail, you're going to get, they're not called tailor for a funny reason. They normally bite the tail of the fish first before they hit the fish. So in the tail, you're going to get a bit better hookup rate.
All right, so Benico says it's worth the try to put some time in a double mouth for a decent shad this comp. I agree.
100%. That's the type of place, as I always explain, big flat ledge, deeper water, you're going to get your bigger shad hunting there.
All right, Ben, what is happening, Fisher? So 2 things. Can you show me a size 4 KP reel? And have you caught a clipfish before? Yeah. Clipfish, yes.
Everyone's caught a clipfish. Hey?
Yeah, and then I'm assuming it's a 4-inch KP reel. So Dean is on the hunt for a 4-inch KP reel, and he's tripping over everything. It was off camera, so you guys didn't get a chance to see that. Mysterious Man, if I catch a fish in Durban and it's already peri-peri flavored, do I brow it or thank Nando's for the ocean sponsorship?
Yo, where are we going to find?
All right, Stinker, what's the best way to preserve red bait for bait? Well, some guys prefer to leave baits, their red baits, in like an onion bag or something to mature it. Otherwise, freezing it. Yeah, just freezing it straight from being taken off the rocks and then just freezing it. Kevin Oira, hey just another question. Do you need to use nylon to slide baits out? I'm assuming you're talking about your whole line itself. The answer is no. They do make a braid slide now, so you can use a braid slide. It's basically, I think it's got like a little elasticated piece at the bottom, just because there's no flex in braid. So yeah, it does allow for to get your baits out. Are you still
I
struggling with
can't
it?
find a 4. I can find a 6-inch upwards. I don't know where the little guys are like that.
Okay, so we're battling with the
I can find a 6-inch, guys. I
4 inch.
can't find the 4. It's very dark in the back at the moment. So it's pretty much your diameter across. So 4-inch KP will be about that big, just a bit bigger than a fly fishing reel. I can't seem to find any there. There probably are some, I just can't see them.
All right, DS Roman red bait. Leave it in your neighbor's yard. When he complains, then you know it's good to use. Yes. Helen Graham, have you ever caught a clipfish from the beach? I feel like it's something only I can make happen.
There must be some sort of rock,
Reef or something there.
something there, but you never know. They could be moving from one set of rocks to the other set of rocks.
All right, Benica, I hope these cold nights ease up a bit. I want to put the hours in for this comp in the right areas. Yeah, but listen, it's getting cold at night when we're fishing. I know when we were fishing this weekend, I had 2 jerseys, a jacket, a thin jacket, and a t-shirt underneath all of that, and I was still cold. Ben, what's going on here? There we go. I have a question later this month. I'm getting a size 4 KP reel, and it's going to be my first time using a KP. But how do you spool it with line?
It's pretty much just check online, guys. So you just need to make sure you tie a good knot around the reel. Obviously, a KP is a round reel that way. Make sure you tie a good binding knot. What I like to do is wrap it in the opposite direction 4 or 5 times first. So if you're reeling this way, you wrap the line around the reel 4 or 5 times the opposite way, anti-clockwise. You take it up, you tie a reel seat knot down, slide it on, check it online, you'll find a reel seat knot, and then just wind the reel up and use your finger to move it left and right, get the line nice and tight, not too tight. You don't want to pop that KP reel. Just medium tension, and it's quite easy. Check online, there's lots of videos to show you how to do that.
All right, Philip Sneyman, old toppies in Witstrand use bigger clip fissies as live bait for cob.
Yes, apparently I've heard that guys do catch them, and I've seen it in Bonza Bay River. The guys using clipfish and catching a spotted grunter and a cob on them.
Wow, okay.
I was blown away that night.
So anyway, guys, get those last few questions in. It's almost time for us to wrap this live session up for this week. Benico Singh, foam on the hook or egg floats for shad, specifically when fishing with fillets? Egg floats for me.
No float for me. Depends on how you're fishing. This egg float's nice. One thing about an egg float, if there's a bit of a bigger swell and a big current, get rid of the egg float, rather put the foam in the bait, because you're going to get a bit more drag with your bait coming through. I try fish without foam. I like fishing on the bottom, but it depends where the fish are biting. Either way, but
DS Roman shad in Ganubi yet?
yes, I heard there were plenty coming out.
That is correct. Yeah, Ganubi, Kwalacha, all these places.
Yeah, the shad hotspots where you're always going to get shad.
All right, guys. So let's get those last few questions in, guys. Good night, off to shower, eat dinner, and then sleep. That's Simon Morris in Queenstown. Ben, a clipfish is a crazy type of fish. Fast weekend, I catch one and it feels like it is stock.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't really understand that too well. What do you guys think of the Loomis Surge 13 foot and Ripper 8000 combo for beginner? I want something decent that will last to start off with. I like the Loomis Surge.
Yeah.
I also like the Ripper.
Yeah, I think it's a good starter combo to definitely get you going.
DS Roman, thanks Tight Lines. Benico Singh, there's Shad all over East London right now. Go fish any deep water areas, you'll be on.
Yeah, I suggest not going fishing tonight or tomorrow, guys. There's massive swell coming. It's going to be hell of a dangerous on the rocks, but Thursday, Friday should be a good time to start again. Just I would stay away from that sea for the next 2 days.
Yeah, so anyway, guys, I think that's going to be a wrap from us tonight.
100%.
I hope you guys all have a blessed week. Get entered to that Monster Shade comp, guys. It's going to be epic. And yeah, from myself, Andrew, and Dean, we'll see you all next week.
Tight Lines.
Cheers.